Hey, you guys, I'm Sharzad Morgan, the author of What I Did for Sex. I am also an escort, a life coach, and I have a porn page at Just for Fans, Wholesome Porn. All my sex work is under a stage name. So, I want to talk today about masturbation, porn, and having sex with a woman because the men that show up in appointments that have been watching a lot of porn and are not used to having sex with a woman have a number of problems. They can't come. Even sometimes they themselves can't make themselves come. In the most extreme example, I had a client a few months ago who nothing I did, and I have a lot of really good tricks to make him come, nothing worked. So in the end, he asked if he could pull out his phone and watch some porn. I said, sure, because I have a very accepting, attitude about it. And even then he couldn't come till I actually left the room. People get used to a certain way of coming. And it's, I have a certain way that I'm used to coming. And that's why I like it when my clients can go down on me and make me come, because otherwise I'm stuck. And I have certain habits that I'm stuck, the way that I masturbate, that I would like to try to work out of with a partner, but I don't have a partner. So as long as men can still go down on me and make me come, I'm good. But a lot of men can't come from anything I do, or even my friends who are escorts can't make them come because they're so used to, like that gentleman, he had to have his porn in the session with me to be able to come. And I had to leave the room in the end. And in the end, I thought, maybe if I leave the room, I said, I'm just going to leave the room. Maybe you'll feel more comfortable there. And I don't think he was self-conscious about masturbating in front of me. I think he just was so used to doing it alone. And he had to find a certain kind of porn that he liked. And, so I respect that. That's fine. However, it also limits his options if he wants to have a girlfriend, and it kind of shows that people, like the habits we build can be trapping or constraining. So if you like watching porn and you enjoy it, please keep doing so. No judgment at all. However, if you want to transition out of it, I'll give you some tips. Because some men do, they want to be able to have sex with a woman, and they need to transition out of the porn, the porn-induced masturbation into sex with a woman. So first of all, how do you stop watching porn? So I've only, I'm always looking for men who want to work on their porn addiction. And I have limited experience with it, but just from what men have shared with me is I ask them, what are you feeling in that moment that you're wanting to watch porn? What are you feeling? Like, what's making you go to it? It's not that they're horny. If they're horny, they'll just masturbate. They're lonely or bored or sad or stressed. There could be more feelings. These are the only ones I've come across so far. Like I said, my experience is limited. And then they'll just watch the porn, and they'll have a certain type. They'll flip through and flip through and flip through. And it can be very time consuming just to find the right clip. And I know that myself from when I've, watched porn a few times in my life. And then watching that porn will turn them on. And then they will masturbate to that porn. However, their body isn't aroused. It's kind of like eating when you're not hungry. Like, you can eat when you're hungry, or someone can put a piece of cake in front of you and you go, that looks good. I think I'm hungry. I'm going to eat. So there's a disconnection there. That's what I really do in my coaching. Like, let's build that connection between your feelings and your thoughts and your body. Because are you really turned on, or what is it that you're really feeling? What is it that you're really wanting? All right, so the man isn't really turned on. The porn is what's turning him on. And so that's the first part. He's not really horny, so it's going to take more effort to climax. And in that effort, I think that we can desensitize our body by overusing it. It's like You know, it's like if you walk too long on your feet, you're going to get blisters. So, but the feedback mechanism isn't there because they're so used to watching the porn. They're not tuning into their body of how they're actually feeling. So that's where the desensitization comes in. And I feel bad for the penises that are desensitized because penises are so sensitive. But if I can't make a guy come and his penis is desensitized, I just feel sad for his penis. I shouldn't bring my judgment into it. Okay, no judgment. Now, the second part I want to talk about is the way that men will masturbate when they masturbate a lot and don't have sex with the woman. Here are some other things to keep in mind. A lot of guys will just start doing this right around the frenulum, like right around the head. They'll just do this thing with a really tight grip. Instead of when you're having sex with a woman, like if you're in a vagina is wet, and you're not just putting in your head, you're putting in your whole penis into a wet area. Same with the mouth. You're not just doing that and the mouth isn't as tight. And even a woman's hand isn't going to be as tight. Like she's probably going to just stroke the whole shaft. I don't want to do too much demonstrating because this is a family channel. So what you want to do in your masturbation practice is just do what you would do naturally before porn came along, is to use a loose grip. Always use lube unless you have foreskin, because then you can hold on to your foreskin. And let's see, a loose grip foreskin and go down the whole shaft. All right. It's going to take you some time to get used to that because it reminds me of a time that I thought I should use a vibrator. I'm like, God, everyone's talking about vibrators. I don't like them, but let me just get some. So about 10 years ago, I started using a vibrator. I tried a whole bunch of different ones, some electric, some battery operated, and my orgasms weren't as good. And when I decided to wean myself off, it took me about a month before I could orgasm again using just my hands, that I no longer needed to rely on that vibrator. It took me a month. I was very frustrated. And you might be too. All right. So you're just going to have to go through it. It's like getting that sensitivity back. There are also men who, another thing about masturbation, I've talked to men who are doing like the nofap. The nofap, to my understanding, where's my other phone? I was going to look it up. The nofap, I think, has to do with the no masturbation to porn. I really think that this whole idea of don't masturbate, don't spill your seed is bullshit. I think masturbation is healthy. When you are ejaculating, the majority of that material is coming out of your prostate. It's prostate fluid. Your prostate is like 3 inches inside like your rectum. That's where you can get a prostate massage. And when you climax, that prostate contracts and expels prostate fluid along with some of the semen. The semen is so microscopic, you probably can't even see it. So it's healthy for your body to have your prostate working and to have fluid going through all of your, whatever, all those, I'm not a doctor. I don't know, the vesicles, seminal vesicles. I think that's healthy. And there's a reason, if you're horny and you want to masturbate, I think you should do it. In the privacy as appropriate with appropriate boundaries, right? Like not around people who shouldn't see it, like in your privacy. And so the nofap, I think, refers to no porn. I don't think that it should refer to don't masturbate. Masturbation is healthy, and I don't think people ought to shame that. I know that some men have said that they feel tired after they masturbate. And I always question them, like, are you depleted or are you relaxed and calmed down? Like, what do you mean tired? Because it is relaxing in a good way. Like melatonin is relaxing, it's a good thing. The idea that this expelling this prostate fluid is going to deplete you makes no sense, because as a woman who has nursed 3 children, no one ever suggested that I should not be producing the milk to feed a growing baby. You can't tell me your prostate fluid has more energy in it than the milk a nursing mother makes on a daily basis to feed a baby, or the amount of menstrual blood a woman expels from her uterus every month. We don't try to stop women from menstruating because it depletes them. So I call bullshit on that. I just think it's a way of sex shaming men, and I think what it does, it relaxes men, and that's a good thing. Also, I've seen men after they come, and none of them ever fall asleep. They're like, oh my God, I came. Oh my God, I feel great. I gotta go. I gotta go here. I gotta go there. I've never seen evidence of men coming and being like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Can I take a nap? I've never seen that. But I think if you are tired and you come, it's going to relax you. All right. So if you are going to masturbate without porn, maybe at night is a good time to do it, or in the morning when you wake up. You can still have a good day. Okay. So we talked about how porn makes men masturbate when they're not really horny, so it leads them to be desensitized, and it makes them unable to get hard when they get with the real woman. That's what happens. You can't get as hard. You can't come. I can't make you come. The guys that watch a lot of porn, I can't make them come. And then also, the guys that watch a lot of porn, they have certain things, like they like me to do things. They like to have things like, you know, spit all over their cocks or something. That only guys who watch porn like that. Other guys don't want that. They're like, spit on my cock? What do you mean? I can always tell who watches porn, who doesn't, but that's fine. You know, I don't care. What I will say though, if you're a young man and you're over the age of 25 and you've never had sex with a woman, you're just watching porn, I think that is a bad situation. I've seen guys like that. And sometimes they think that having sex with a woman is like all about how big they are, how hard they are, and how painfully they can ram her, you know. They don't know how to be sensual. It just depends on what kind of porn they were watching. I will say that porn is not a documentary. It's just different women like different kinds of porn. There are some women who make porn that make sex just physical. However, most women like emotional content in porn. They want you to kiss them and hold them and caress them and be sweet to them. And they like to be touched more gently. And I think that men don't understand really how to turn on a woman, what a woman wants and needs sexually if they're just watching porn, because we have a lot more requirements. Our bodies function differently. And so it's really good for men to have an actual experience with a woman by having a girlfriend that they can experiment with. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was, let's see, porn, masturbation, being with a woman. Yeah. So, and that kind of leads to the topic of why aren't men dating? Why aren't they having girlfriends? And that gets into a lot of other changes in our society that make it more challenging. Then if men go to see an escort, a lot of escorts don't even kiss. I kiss my clients, but I guess I'm in the minority. Like I had someone the other day that was just like a super nice young man, really good looking guy, had a lot of experience on Tinder. I'm like, why are you here? You can have any woman you want. And he could. He's like, well, I don't really want to go the effort of going out and meeting somebody and then deal with the emotional attachment and drama afterward. This way I know what it is. It's discreet. I'd rather just pay for it. I'm very busy with my career. And I get that, you know. So the women that we did not hit it off, that was the first time I had a client. That's the first time that I could not get turned on with a guy. 15 minutes in, we took a break and talked about it, and we decided to stop. And we were already, it was a longer multi-hour appointment because we had talked a lot. And we both agreed to stop. So I can't say anything bad about him. He was an extreme gentleman with me. However, the style of sex that he liked was a different style than I like, which his style was more of like, okay, you know, he's used to meeting a woman, maybe going out for dinner or having a drink or not. And then they come back to his place and they fuck. A lot of these, some women like anal, so he'll do that with them, whatever they want. But there isn't really any emotional connection or hugging or kissing or anything like that, because he only does that with women that he's in a relationship with, and I understand and respect that. However, my experience with men, even men that were just hooking up with me, is that they like a lot of emotional content. That's been my experience since my divorce, with really rare exceptions. And the men that choose me to see me as clients, they want that sensual experience. So I still feel really disappointed that I wasn't able to give him what he wanted. I always feel really happy when I can give men what they want. I couldn't give him what he wanted. I couldn't get turned on with it just being physical. I'm not able to get turned on. But there are women who are. There are women who can get turned on. They don't want to kiss. They just want to, I don't know how they get wet enough to fuck, if they need lube or whatever. So I'm kind of curious about that. I'm putting that into this video because I would also welcome some comments on that. I know there are women who can just be like, hey, great to see you. Come on in. Come in my bedroom. Let me give you a blowjob. Let's fuck. I can do a lot of things, but I need someone to like hold me tight and kiss on me like that, and not be so, well, I don't kiss, I don't hold, I don't want to like be too affectionate. So, but in porn, they're not affectionate. That's the kind of sex that is in porn. And so if men have just watched porn, they don't really know what a woman like me, which I think I'm in the majority of women, needs to get turned on. So I think it's really good to be like with the real woman. Like, I think it's good to try different kinds of women and see what kind of sex you like. Because not everybody wants that emotional sex. Maybe you just don't want that. And that's okay too. Maybe you want to watch porn, and that's okay too. You know, maybe you don't want to masturbate and you want to try going without it, and that's okay too. You know, let's just like accept each other for what we enjoy and what our preferences are. My preference is around like being connected to my emotions and not letting my thoughts take me out, and being in my body and being mindful. So I'm also try to encourage relationships and whole connections and more intimacy. I think that those are really great things to work towards. So my videos and my content are geared towards that, like being in our bodies, noticing our emotions, sharing our emotions, and being intimate and mindful. But hey, I come up against a lot of walls because I've lived alone for almost 9 years. I've been single for that whole time. And I don't have anyone I can practice any of this with, except, you know, my clients. And, you know, that's very limited in scope. So I don't have, you know, a wealth of experience in how to have like a powerful sexual relationship. I know nothing about it because I've never fucking had it. So, you know, Any comments that any of you want to add to enlighten this discussion are welcome. Please keep your comments respectful. Feel free to disagree with me. You know, I want to learn from you. And yeah, thank you for watching my video.